Yo YouTube, it's Tate Takes. We are back with another video, and this one is going to be on Patrick Beverley joining the LA Lakers, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and your boy Russell Westbrook, if he's there to stay along for the ride that the LA Lakers is going to be on for this season, right? Let's get right into it. I think Patrick Beverley, them adding him to the roster is definitely an upgrade. It definitely is a good fit for LeBron and also Anthony Davis. And he fits better than Russell Westbrook, if you ask me, right? Russell Westbrook was never a good fit for the Lakers anyway. Any and everybody who knows anything about basketball knew that from the very jump street, that Russell wasn't going to have the impact on the Lakers as he did with OKC. One being because we didn't want him to have that type of impact. We wanted him to add some flair, some hustle, some games that we could win without LeBron James, or some games we could win without Anthony Davis, so that we can always have two all-stars, if not two superstars, on the floor at all times, right? And quite frankly, what we brought Russell Westbrook there for, he was not able to get the job done in all bases, right? Only thing he was able to do was he was able to continue to pit up these, skeleton type stats where for a lot of the season he was averaging like 28-8. I think eventually it got down to like 18-8-8, which those stats sound, quite frankly, they sound good, right? Especially for a starting point guard that's playing for the LA Lakers alongside two top 5 talents when they're healthy and when they're ready to go and engage, right? Both of those being LeBron James and Anthony Davis, obviously, right? So you end the year with those type of stats. It seems as though you played your part if you're just looking at the stats. But Beverley, his type of the impact that he's going to have is going to be able to be seen on the floor, and not only that, it's going to be able to be seen in the win-loss column, which ultimately is the make or break of a team's success, right? If you're winning, then we love you. If you're losing, then we hate you. That's just the way sports is. That's the way our world is. It's just what it is, and we have to come to reality with that, right? And it seems as though Russell Westbrook just cannot come to that reality. But Patrick Beverley, the impact he's going to have for the Lakers is definitely going to be significant. And it's like us adding a Draymond Green to the LA Lakers. Quite frankly, it's the equivalence. It's definitely the equivalence of Draymond Green on the Golden State Warriors. Yes, does Draymond, everything that he brings to the game and his type of impact on the game and the players on his team, does all of that show up in the stat sheet? A lot of times it doesn't. But what he's bringing to the table is almost irreplaceable. There's only a few type of guys that's in the league that's on the same level as Draymond when it comes down to the X's and O's of the game, right? And then able to carry it out on the floor, but all the time it doesn't show up in the stat sheets. So if you don't know what you're watching, then you won't see any value in it, right? But Patrick Beverley is going to bring a tremendous amount of value for the LA Lakers, and this doesn't put him over the top, obviously, to win the finals or to win a championship. By no means does it put him over the top. They're definitely going to have to make some more moves. They're definitely going to need some more guys who can impact the game without it showing up on the stat sheet. You probably could use another guy like that, right? And then also I think they're going to need another rim protector, and then they're going to need at least one more shooter. They're going to need at least one more shooter, preferably a 3-and-D guy. But if they can just get a guy, but if it was up to me, I would be looking and searching for 2 guys who can put it in the basket from deep, right? From a long distance, from the 3-point jump shot. I need 2 more guys who can do that. I need 1 more rim protector. And hopefully, Russell is willing to change his role and embrace his role. And Russell can be a valuable asset as well. We don't need him to score, right? We don't need Russell. We don't need him to put the ball in the basket. Will we like him to put the ball in the basket? Absolutely. Will we like him to play defense? Absolutely. Will we like him to turn the ball over less? Absolutely. But he doesn't have to do all of those things for him to be valuable to the Lakers. We need him to fit into a role and then be a star in his role. And he is very capable of doing so as long as he puts his mind to the task. But if he is hung up on these triple doubles and just being a stat machine, then obviously he's going to have to go. The Lakers is not going to put up with it no more. The LeBron James is not going to put up with it no more. And now the coach that the Lakers just brought in, Darwin, he's not going to play. He's not going to put up with it at all. He seems to be trying to nip it in the bud right now and not even let it carry over into the season. And it seems as though they have a good relationship, and maybe Russell Westbrook can respect it coming from a former player instead of a guy who doesn't have any, footprint in the game as far as playing on the floor inside of the NBA, right? But yeah, he can definitely bring more. He can definitely bring value to the table. It's just all up to him and all up to what he's able to, put his mind to. Another funny fact is, right, the fact that we all know that Russell Westbrook and Patrick Beverley has never been on good terms, right? It's always been a heated battle as long as I can remember with those 2 guys, because they're both energetic. They both play the game with a ton of passion, and these guys just don't back down from no battle. So in all likelihood, it sounds like it's good when you got those two type of players on the floor for you, right? And then both of them are point guards. Both of them are dogs. Both of them are supposed to be generals to run a basketball team. So if you had 2 of them both playing point guard at a leadership role, man, it could really help us out a lot. But I don't know if it's going to boil down in that way. I don't know how comfortable Russell is going to be with having Patrick Beverley around. But Patrick Beverley is going nowhere. And at this point in time, I think Patrick Beverley may be more valuable than Russell Westbrook, especially on the LA Lakers at this particular point in time, right? So I'm gonna leave it on that note, man. My take on this particular video, right, is basically Patrick Beverley is going to bring tremendous value to the LA Lakers, right? I expect them to be a better team than they was last year, especially if we had Patrick Beverley starting over Russell Westbrook. If they're not able to come to terms and make that work not only between them 2, but with the whole team with Russell Westbrook, because he's just left a bad taste in everybody part of that organization. He left a bad taste in their mouth last year. So, hopefully we can get started off on the right note, and then maybe and probably more than likely he'll be traded early in the season, or at least by the trade deadline. But I expect them to, I think they just want to get him out there, let him show his worth, because he does bring value to the game, right? He may not bring value to the LA Lakers, and just because of the goals that the Lakers have set, and then the goals that Russell Westbrook have set, which neither one of them are like bad goals to have. Russell, he's more focused on himself, which is nothing wrong with that. But the LA Lakers, they're more focused on the team and trying to win a championship. So if they can't get on the same page, like I said, he left a bad taste in everybody's mouth last year. Hopefully he can get back on track. But if not, at least we got Patrick Beverley. We know what he's going to bring to the table. He's going to be ready to play in big games. He's going to be ready to produce in the playoffs when it counts the most. He's going to be ready to go. That's my take on it. Get in the comment box, like, subscribe. It's Tate Takes. We out of here. Let's get it. Ha!